We're live, baby. What's up, Facebook? So I got this random idea and this crazy setup here with my laptop and my card holder and my phone. So I'm trying to make this work, but we got 2 days till the end of the month, and I wanted to provide some value to my Facebook peeps, some people who are looking to establish or reestablish their credit, because that's who I take pride in helping. I don't really typically help people who have 800 credit scores, people who can buy a car anywhere. Obviously, I would love to, and it's very simple and very in and out, and you don't have to worry about what I'm about to explain to you. But if you are one of those people who are looking to establish or reestablish their credit, I know I don't have excellent credit. I don't have bad credit, but it's not excellent. So a couple of these things that I'm about to explain apply to me too. So I just wanted to explain what's called SWOT. So I'm about to get whiteboard crazy on here. I wish you could see my setup here. Actually, I'm going to show you real quick. I'm going to pull my phone down and flip the camera. This is what the setup is. So I set my phone up right on here, and then the camera facing me in order to see my whiteboard that I got going on here. So if you are somebody who is looking to establish or reestablish their credit, you're going to want to stay tuned. I'm sure you're at work, so I'm going to try to make this quick so I'm not on here for 20 minutes, but you're going to get some value out of this. All right, so check this out. So my man Jonathan Dawson taught me this. He is my mentor. He's taught me most of what I know in this core business, so I just wanted to give some of this advice to you guys. So when it comes to what the banks are looking for, there's 4 key things, and it's called SWOT. So SWAT, pretty simple. I know it's backwards, just bear with me, I'll explain it all. So when it comes to what the banks are looking for, there's 4 things. It's called SWOT. The first thing that the bank is looking for is stability. If the bank is going to give somebody a loan for thousands of dollars, they want to make sure that person is stable. So the definition of stable to a bank is 5 years. So PJ Cena, I see you're watching. What's up? Jeremy Kowalski. I see we got 17 people in here. So first thing is stability, right?
It just went back on the market because it was sold and then it goes through.
So that's 5 years at their job and at their residence. So typically when a customer comes in here, I ask them, how long have you been at your job and how long have you been at your residence? If it's less than a year, they want to see exactly what your start date was. So we got stability, they want to see 5 years. If you have less than that, that's okay. It doesn't mean that you won't get approved. It just means that you're a little bit higher of a risk to give a loan to pay back. So
They're just going to show you everything up front.
So the W is for willingness. This is where the bank, there's 3 parts to this. The bank wants to see how willing the customer is to contribute towards the loan. So what they mean by that is how much money the customer is willing to put down, how high of a payment the customer is willing to go, and how flexible the customer is willing to be when it comes to the type of vehicle. The more flexible the customer is willing to be with the bank, the more the bank is willing to be flexible when it comes to the customer. Kobe, I know it's backwards, bro, unless I didn't want to see myself, but I wanted to make sure you could see all this. So I know it'll be backwards, but you got a stability, willingness, 5 years. Come on now, get with it, Kobe. So when it comes to the willingness, they want to see the money down.
You did the deli and
They want to see how high you're willing to go on payment.
you did the deli and like the hot sauce too.
And then they want to see how flexible you're willing to be when it comes to the type of vehicle that they give you a loan on. So we got the car. So when it comes to money down, if the customer has 50% of the price of the vehicle to put down, that's a terrible 50%, you're approved all day long. We got a Rolls Royce right now for 120 grand. If you have a 0 credit score, but you got 60 grand to put down, you're approved. And the reason is because if you have 60,000 reasons to make your payments, if you don't, they take the car back, they repossess it, no problem at all. They got your 60 G's, and then they sell the car. So when it comes to money down, if you have 50% to put down, you're approved all day long. If you're jobless, if you're homeless, doesn't matter. I'll get you approved. If not, I will hold the note for you. So when it comes to the monthly payment, the average monthly payment in America for a brand new car is $517 a month. For a previously enjoyed vehicle, it's around right now $386 a month. So I always ask my customers, if $12.90 a day came out of your checking account and it went to your car payment, can you afford that? Would you be able to handle $12.90 out of your account every single day? A lot of people say yes. The rule of thumb, that's that's roughly $100 a week, which is roughly $400 a month. So at the end of the day, that's the average payment in America is $100 a week. Your income is a reflection of the value you bring to the marketplace. So the bank will never approve you for a car payment that you cannot afford. So that's first things first. If you're approved, that means you can afford it. If you think it's too high, that just means that you don't want to afford it. At the end of the day, if you go to work and you make $120 a day and it costs you $12.90 a day to get there, would you do that? If you saw an infomercial that said for $12.90 a day, you know, you can get reliability, you can get warranty, you can establish or reestablish your credit. I mean, I know when I pull up somewhere to a gas station and there's people outside and I got a nice new ride and I got my music jamming, I feel good about myself, right? I know I've been there where I pulled up to Sheetz and I've had, you know, an exhaust leak and I've had a piece of crap car and I'm embarrassed. I get out of the car like this, you know, so all of that is 100% worth $12.90 a day. So when it comes to the first thing the bank is looking for, they're looking for stability. They want to see 5 years at your job and at your residence. When it comes to the W is for willingness. That's where they want to see how willing the customer is to contribute towards the loan. So there's 3 parts to that. They want to see how much money you're willing to put down, how high of a payment you're willing to go, and how flexible you're willing to be when it comes to the type of vehicle. Now I want to explain the loan to value ratio real quick, so hang in there with me, right? I'm getting a little bit lower so I can sit down and chill, which is nice. So the bank's going to be around 100% loan to value, right? So what this means is if a car is $10,000, I don't know if you can hear me when my voice is right here, so let me turn this right here. So the bank's going to be around 100% loan to value. So if a car is $10,000 and you have $2,000 just saying taxes, tags, and fees, it's a little bit high, but you get the gist. It's just for simplicity. If you're trying to borrow $12,000 on a car that's only worth $10,000, now you're trying to borrow 120% loan to value ratio. And if you're looking to establish or reestablish, the banks are not going to do 120%. My man Ollie's in here. What's up, buddy? So they're not going to do 120%. The bank's going to be around 80%. I know this is backwards, but just hang in there. So if you have a low credit score and you're trying to borrow 120%, the banks will say, no way, you're on the wrong car. So if we can get to 80% loan to value ratio, that means that you're a lower risk than what your credit score would determine that you are. So if we can finance 80% loan to value ratio and you have a bad credit score, the banks are cool with it, because if they have to repossess that car, worst come to worst, they're still going to be able to take that car, send it to the auction, and make their money back, if not more. So they're okay with that. But if they give you 120% of what that car is worth and you're a higher risk to not make the payments from the get-go, they're like, come on, homie, don't play that. We already know how it goes. Like, we've been through this before. So they already know. Screen is mirror mode, bro. Get out of selfie mode. Well, then, I mean, what? Then do what? Turn my camera on. How may not be able to read the comments or see this? Come on. I get it, it's backwards, but I'll take a picture of it, post it in the comments. So what we have to do if you're looking to establish or reestablish is finance 80% loan to value ratio. So the way that we make that happen is one of 2 ways, right? Or a combination of both. Is by having money to put down to be able to contribute towards the loan to finance less money. And also where we come into play and why you should buy your car from Auto Approved and why I made the switch from a franchise dealership to an independent dealership is because when it comes to if we own a car for $10,000 but it's worth $15,000, we're not going to sell you the car for $14,000 or $15,000, even though that would still be a fair deal. Most dealerships are selling it to you for above. We will sell you this car instead of $15,000. We'll sell you the car for $11,000. We make a very small profit. If you saw how much work went into getting each car here and selling each car, and from start to finish, from buying it at the auction or taking a trade in, then detailing it, then sending it to service first, then detail, then coming here, then advertising it, and doing all this crazy stuff, $1,000 is not enough. But we're cool with that. We don't have a lot of overhead. Well, I'm gonna show you the dealership real quick. I'm gonna show you how big the building is. So this is my desk right here, right, with all the dashboard tires. Then we got these cubicles, and that's it. That's the dealership. Here's the waiting area. So our overhead is low. I love Phillipsburg East Honda where I used to work, but I'll just use them as an example. Their building is $13 million. So guess who pays for that? When you sell the cars there, they obviously have to make more money. Here we don't. We don't have to make as much money as they do. So if we sell you the car for $11,000 and the car is worth $15,000 and you're putting $0 down and you're financing taxes, tags, and fees, you're financing $13,000 on a car that's worth $15,000. What's up, brother? How you doing, man? Yeah. Take notes if you want, bro. So when it comes to 80% loan to value ratio, if you're financing $13,000 on a car that's worth $15,000, you're financing 80% loan to value. So you're now a lower risk than what your credit score would determine. So when it comes to the T, this is the most important thing that the banks are looking for. So the T is for track record. If I get one more comment saying this backwards, I know it is. So the T is for track record, and this is where the banks want to see how many loans you've had in the past and how you've paid them. So they want to see how many car loans you've had, how many personal loans, if you ever had a mortgage, student loans, credit cards, and medical bills. So I go through this with all of my customers in the beginning, and I ask them if they've ever had a car loan, if you've ever had a personal loan, if you ever had a mortgage, if you ever had a student loan, how many credit cards you have, what your utilization is, if you've canceled any of those credit cards. Every time you cancel a credit card, your credit score goes down 20 points per card. So even if it was paid, even if everything was good and you just said, I don't need this card anymore, and you close it, Your credit score's going to come down 20 points. It's stupid. You might as well just use it for 10, 20, 30 bucks a month for gas, whatever you got to do, and then don't use it anymore. So don't cancel the credit cards. So when it comes to these, I'll go through if they've had any car loans, personal loans, mortgage, student loans, credit cards, what's their utilization. If you have a $1,000 limit and you're using $800 of that limit and you're paying back the minimum, my man Dawson is on here. He's the one who taught me this. So what's up, Megan Saxey too? Chad Young, what's up, guys? So Dawson, I felt inspired to do some SWOT, and I'm actually gonna get SWOT tattooed on me one day. I hope to do it soon, but I don't know where. But I got to get SWOT tattooed on me because it's changed my sales career. It's helped. I mean, look at all these pictures I got of Dashboard Diaries, all these screenshots. I've swatted damn near 100% of these people. So you don't buy a car every day, but I sell them every day. So it's my job to explain to you exactly what the banks are looking for, you know, what we're up against. I always compare myself to like somebody's lawyer. I get paid a hell of a lot less money than a lawyer does, that's for sure. But it's my job to explain to you what they're looking for in the sense of if you don't have the best of credit and you need a really, really good lawyer, say you committed a crime, right? Something small, something minor. You went to the grocery store and you stole a bag of chips and they caught you on camera. I'm like your attorney, so I don't care what the verdict is. I don't care what you're trying to accomplish. All I care, I'm sorry I said I don't care what the verdict is, but that's all I care about is the verdict. So all I care about is you being found innocent or approved by the bank, right? I have to go through the same exact process when it comes to you need the best attorney out there. If you're in a little bit of trouble and there's a way for you to get out, comparing it to if you don't have the best of credit and you haven't paid your bills perfectly, trust me, I get it. Things happen in life. I'm not perfect by any means. So if things have happened to you in your life and you are trying to establish or reestablish your credit, just as if you committed a minor crime, I swatted every one of these people. I did, bro. Everybody gets swatted because you don't know what the banks are looking for. You don't buy a car every day. I sell them every day. So it's my job to explain to you what the banks are looking for. Most people hate car salesmen, they hate car dealerships, and I don't blame you one bit because they don't explain this to you. They just get the credit application, they tell you can't buy this car, you can buy this car, but they don't explain why. The reason why, if you go to a dealership and you can't buy the car that you want, is because of loan to value ratio. You can't borrow 120, 130, 140% of loan to value when the banks want you to be around 80%. So it's just explaining that. Dawson said, LOL, if they don't understand it, sounds terrible. I don't know what that means, bro. But anyways. So we got to be around 80% loan to value ratio in order to make the banks happy if you're looking to establish or reestablish their credit. Bro, I'm going to SWAT you. Sounds like a WWE term. I know it does, but it's good, bro. It's good. So we got 25. Cedric Armwood. What's up, brother? I was outside at Hustle and GrindCon explaining this exact thing right here. So let's just recap real quick. The banks are looking for 4 things when they're considering giving anybody a loan. It's called SWOT. So the first thing is stability. So that's where they want to see how long you've been at your job and your residence. 5 years is considered stable to a bank. I love you too, brother. I love you, Jonathan Dawson. Everybody who sees Jonathan Dawson comment here, please go follow this guy because he's changing the life. Flip the screen and I can't see you. Everybody stop saying that. So they want to see stability, right? So that's 5 years at your job and residence. The W is for willingness. This is where they want to see how willing the customer is to contribute towards the loan today, right now. Hi, babe. Claire Conklin's on. So they want to see how willing you are to contribute towards a loan. So they want to see how much money you're willing to put down. They want to see how high of a payment you're willing to go, and they want to see how flexible you're willing to be when it comes to the choice of vehicle. So then that comes into the loan to value ratio. So then the third part is the ability. That's where oh my God, I totally skipped the ability. What am I doing? I'm tripping here. So the A is for ability. That's where they want to see your ability to pay back the loan. So they want to see $3,000 a month in income. So that's gross monthly salary. So that's at least $36,000 for the year. That doesn't mean if you don't make 36 grand for the year, you're not going to get approved. It just means that you're a little bit higher of a risk to pay back the loan because you obviously have to pay for your house, you have to pay for food, you have to pay for gas, you have to pay for insurance, you have to pay for all of these things. Live rookie. So how do you, Dawson, how do you do that? Flip the mirror on the screen. I know I can do this. And then I can turn it like this. But I can't see myself. I can't read the comments. Is that what you meant? I don't even know if you can see it. So if you can read it right now, the first thing is stability, second thing is willingness, third thing is ability, and the fourth thing is the track record. So those are the 4 things that they're looking for, and that depends on, that's how they determine how high of a risk you are. So if you're looking to establish or reestablish your credit, please come in and see me because nobody will work harder for you. Nobody has relationships with the banks like we do. You will not walk into a dealership and have a cooler owner who will come out and talk with you and help you and detail the car for you if that's what it needs to be done. So he's the coolest guy that you'll ever meet when it comes to owning a dealership. So I just want to do that real quick and explain to you guys and give you some value on what the banks are looking for. If you have some questions, I'm sure you do, because you don't try to buy a car every day. You know, the average person buys a car, I think it's every 3.5 years, and for most people who I know, it's more than that. So definitely come see me, come check me out, and I will do whatever it takes to help you out. And just remember, if you have to have it, Bill has it. All right, thanks guys. See ya.